I need to see your hands. Put your hands, please. Sir, let me see your hands. I'm not shooting you, sir.
This is a shooting in New York City. It's on a subway platform, and let's talk about it. Let's see what's up. All right, so he's hopping it. Bro, did the guy really just hop it with the cops right there? See, that right there is just sus to me. Like, who does that? Two other people. A minute later, Mickles walks out holding an unfurled knife. Okay. Mickles returns a few minutes later and re-enters the station via an emergency exit. All right. A lot of people do that. Yeah, I mean, I just mean that it's like, it's almost as if you're asking for trouble, right? Because you're like, the cops don't mean shit to you, which that's true for a lot of people, but you're gonna hop it right there in front of them. You're daring them to do something. Officers begin to follow him into the subway station and turn on their body cam audio. All right. Okay, the officers keep following Mickles as he appears to make threats and say he wants to be left alone. Well, I mean, he's broken the law, right? He's made at least an infraction. They can't just let him off. they've got to go and talk to him and fix the situation, right? Whatever that entails. Yeah, and then at this point he has a knife out, so it's like, ooh, I don't know.
Sir, I need to see your hands. Put your hands, please. Sir, let me see your hands. I'm not shooting you, sir.
I'm not dropping anything. Shoot me. So that statement right there, it just tells somebody that's like trained, you know, appropriately that some shit's about to happen, right? Shoot me, I don't care. I'm not dropping this knife. Okay, but why does he need to drop the knife? Because he's there not legally, right? All right, let's see. So you see how he keeps like inching towards the officers? Leave me alone, but he's saying leave me alone, so his words don't match his actions, right? You could make an argument from what happens that if he was trying to stay away from them and he wasn't being aggressive, that you know, the shooting was wrong. But you know, let's see exactly what happens here. Inching forward. I think that this guy wanted suicide by cop. He probably wanted suicide by cop. This is very common. It's a whole ass term. I mean, bro, just look at it. Just look at the things that are happening here. Common sense. He's you know, inching forward, saying put it down. He's literally like, he's not putting his hands up, like and not even like surrendering, right? He's like not putting himself in a defensive position to where his hands are out in front of his chest. He's literally just, his body language is saying shoot me, right?
Put the knife down. Put it down. Put the knife down. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. It's down. All right. Put it down. Show me your hands.
See, like from this angle, he's not letting him see that his right hand. Now he's moving backward. Is this where the train or the subway is about to stop? This becomes obviously, well, L4 knows this becomes a disaster, but like it's about to stop and open. There it is. That's what I'm afraid of. So this guy, he's probably putting them in a position where, bro, if he wants to get shot, if he wants to get killed, that they both know, like they know, I know, we know the kind of bullshit that you have to stop me before this door opens. So he's adding pressure. There it is. There it is.
Don't touch me, man. Road shot. On the train? On the train. Don't.
All right, now we're in, yeah. Now we have bystanders. Oh man, what a nightmare. What a fucking nightmare. They needed to control him. They needed to control him way earlier. This never should have gotten to that point. You can make argument for tase and all this and that, pepper spray, probably pepper spray. Because if you tase this guy, he looks kind of muscular. If you get tased and you have a low body fat percentage, it's not as effective as somebody that's like, you know, fat, for example, or has normal fat, right? So if you have a low body fat percentage, electrodes don't really transfer the electricity as well. The prongs.
Don't touch me. Put it down. 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 Shoot. Put it like that. Shoot. Put it like that. Go.
And see, there it is. Like, why are we doing this now? I recognize that sound. That's the tase. And then what happens is, it's funny because people don't realize when a taser goes off, a projectile taser goes off, the little capsule, it shoots out little it's like dust. It's like dust, but it's all serial numbered. Yeah, I just, fuck, man. Like, why didn't they stop him like sooner? Yeah, so if you guys are private owners of these X26s, X27s, whatever, just remember that wherever you shoot somebody, you're gonna leave evidence of where you shot them. People don't realize that there's dust in those little things, right? Little capsules. And I mean, if for whatever reason these cops were trying to do something stupid or illegal, or, oh, we're out here messing with a black guy, right? I woke up, I want to go mess with a black guy at work today. Well, you can see, you know, these body cams aren't working, whatever, right? And you can see where they got shot. You can see like where, you know, the projectile was released. You can see at what point this and that. There's so many tools. So just keep that in mind. So he's been shot at this point. He's been shot at this point. Is that another one? That was 3, right? He rips them out of his shirt and backs off the train. So at this point, when you are being tased and you're just ripping them out, there it is. I don't think there's enough body fat on this guy for them to effectively work, because what happens is when you get shot, the prongs need to have, first of all, they need to have an arc, right? They need to have like between both, there's 2 prongs, right? There's 2 prongs. So you have to have a prong that is low enough and high enough, and there needs to be enough space between them to generate a good arc. They're shooting them pretty close, so chances are it's about, I don't know, 1 inch, 2 inch gap. Critical hit. So there's a couple of things that these cops are just not accounting for the guy's body fat and the distance between them and the shot, right? So they've shot him 3 times. They've shot him 3 times. Do they go for the capsaicin? Do they go for the OC? There you go. He's taking him out. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. We got crossfire here? Yeah, we got crossfire here. They're not very well coordinated. He's trying to run away. Honestly, in that situation, I would have let him run away. I would have let him run away because then we don't have the danger of the subway, of him jumping in and being closed off with passengers. Let him go. Let him get the fuck out of here. But the problem with that is you have another officer here. You have another cop right there. And really, we're facing each other, right? So if you let him run towards that direction, he's got a knife. We can talk about the 21-foot rule where you can run up on somebody insanely fast, kill them with a knife, even if they have a gun. That's a benchmark fucking training for police when dealing with somebody with a knife. You have to be ultra fucking aware. They taught us, do not fuck around with people that have knives. 21-foot rule, bro. 21. But yeah, so if you are interested in officer safety and protecting your fellow officers on the street, you may not, the idea of letting the guy run past one of your officers with a knife, it probably doesn't sound good, right? So here we go. This is where it's shot. NYPD body cam, CCTV show what happened before the police shooting here. Oh, this is where it just restarts. Oh, because it's a TikTok and we're in a attention loop. So yeah. Apparently, hold on. So apparently the other officer gets shot. One of the officers gets shot, and then another person, a bystander, gets hit and shot in the head. But this was just the footage. This was a control problem, L4. This was just a suspect control problem. It never should have got to that position. They should have stopped him well before. The issue with this is I don't know if it's the police training. I think it's that they're afraid to do their job. They're afraid to do their job in New York. And they're probably told over and over, hey, if you get a black guy, you might end up looking racist. So you got to give him all of this leeway, all of this room. And he gets to the point where he's running away in between officers. You should have OC'd. You should have tried all the tasers and all that well before we were in a situation where there was other people. You have to try to cut that off. You have to look ahead. You have to realize what your environment is going to be beforehand. And I mean, obviously, this is like a super cut of the situation, right? So I don't know how much radio they were working. I don't know this or that. It looked like there was 3 of them. 3 of them, I feel like they could have all jumped on him at once, maybe risk getting stabbed, but it might have been better. Yeah, the problem is nobody wants to get stabbed. I've been stabbed. I've been stabbed. I've been slashed a few times. And, I've been slashed across my face. It's not fun. So, yeah, I mean, and then there's no telling what could be on the knife. And then one of them, well, yeah, you could say that one of them ends up getting shot, but that's after the fact. The issue is that they couldn't stop him. They couldn't, and I don't know, wouldn't stop him before it got wild. Because the longer that you mess with somebody, right? This guy feels messed with. He keeps saying, "Hey, leave me alone. What's wrong with you? Leave me alone. I'm just trying to be alone." Whatever. The longer that you fuck with somebody, the more they're gonna be annoyed, right? So it's got to be quick. It's got to be quick. And if cops could do their jobs, I don't know if this would have gotten to this position, the situation. Is it a stupid shooting? Yeah. It's like the guy, outplayed them. He got them in a position where where they were shooting basically at each other. They were in crossfire. There was a lasering involved, which lasering just means you're pointing your gun at another officer. The trajectory of a bullet would hit one of your officers because of where you're pointing it. You have a face scar, very, very thin. And it's not really a scar, it's more like a line. They had time when they were pretty much alone on the platform. Yep. Yeah, they had time and they fucked around. You can't fuck around with somebody with a knife like that. And look, he got shot 3 times with that would be 6 probes. Yeah, that would be 6 probes, bro. Are you gonna be pissed? Bro, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Just imagine getting shot by 6 probes. Yeah, 290. But at the same time, I mean, man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's wrong to jump into the subway, try to get a free ride. It's also on him for pulling out a knife, right? But at the same time, man, I don't want to seem like I'm like defending this because I don't know, man. This is bad. This is bad. He's been in a fight or two? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the cops weren't really aggressive with him, right? At first. When the knife comes out, that's when all bets are off, bro. I'm sorry. The issue is that the political climate that these cops are in, I bet you if you talk to any one of these guys or any cop in New York, they'll be like, we're afraid to do our job. We're afraid to do our job. We're afraid to control the situation quickly without bullshit so that things don't escalate. Now, was there escalation happening? There was more of allowing the suspect to think that he was in control. Right? He was in control. He was allowed to be walking around, this and that. Yeah, for the 290, not worth the stabbing, right? Like, why bring the knife out? The knife, I think, was the only egregious thing that he did. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, but, when you talk about levels of being egregious, when you pull out a knife, what are you really telling somebody else for? What are you telling somebody if you pull out a knife or a gun or any kind of weapon, right? I'm gonna fucking kill you. I will protect myself. So you pull out a knife and you hold it to your side and you don't drop it, and cops are saying drop the knife, and you're not dropping the knife, and you even say, hey, I'm not gonna drop this knife, you're gonna have to shoot me. I don't know, bro. He should have been stopped for that. Yeah. Yeah, he could have been on some kind of drugs, man, some kind of meds, anything like that. What happens when the guy walks into into the subway with bystanders in there, and he just starts stabbing people, or he holds one hostage. You can't, like, the whole thing about this is control. And I mean that in a purely police type situation. Like, not you as a person, you want to control somebody, but when you're the police and you're on a scene, it's your scene. You have to control the situation. You can't allow people to be walking back and forth. Once that knife is out, that's it. I'm not fucking around anymore, man. I'm not going to be nice. There is a training involved with this kind of thing. And if you've ever been involved with the police, you've heard it. It's ask, tell, and make, which would only give you 3 opportunities to say your piece, right? To be nice. So you ask them to do what you need. Then you tell them what's going to happen. And then finally you make them. This is this is a complete classic example of not having control of the situation. I saw this so much, guys. Shoot first, ask questions later. No mercy. Well, yeah, and it seems bad because the situation, the probable cause was the guy not wanting to pay for a sub ticket, right? His sub fare. But you know, small things can evolve into big things. I don't think that this guy would have been shot. I don't think this guy would have been shot or even tased if he didn't bring out a knife. Right? I think that there would have been a more drawn out process, and I would be comfortable with that if there was no weapon involved. But bro, I'm telling you, that 21-foot rule is scary shit. I have seen people get cut the fuck up within those 21 feet. So if they were claiming that rule, like you had said earlier, L4, I can understand that. When this happens here, when he starts to run out, this right here, if you are the cop back here, if you are that cop back here, and look at what we're seeing in this frame. You see this frame? The knife is right here. If you are this cop that's running after him, and this is the frame, and you are the cop right here, what does it look like is about to happen to you? It looks like you're about to get cut the fuck up. And then if you look up here, see the gun is already pulled out because, bro, you know one of your cops is coming in from that way. Do you walk back in these situations? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean, like, walk back? I just watched the video. Dude on subway has bystanders trying to calm him down. He pushes them and he stabbed and killed 2 of the 3. Yep. So the cop behind him shouldn't have shot. He should have gotten out of the way. The cop behind him should not have shot. And the guy in frame on the bottom here should have gotten out of the way. So if you see this right here for a split second in front of you, you don't think you're in danger, or you don't think another cop would think that you're in danger if you're running towards somebody. And I mean, doesn't that look like you would be in a position of some pain? Other cops probably thinking in that split second, bro, he's about to stab him and go. He's about to slice him and go. And this is just a single frame though, guys. Like, I can go back 10 seconds. Let's go back 10 seconds.
Taser. Watch out.
See, he's pissed. He's running. He's running. We know that there's another cop down here. See, and he's still not even trying to shoot him at this point. And look, this cop is actually facing the other way. He's actually got him. He's facing his back. This right here looks like a pretty good angle, but the problem is that there's people over here off this way. And this guy was probably still freaked out. It would be interesting to see how this, well, not like see, but like know where the shots actually went, because there are people. You can tell there's people going on down here. You get freaked out, bro. You get real freaked out. And the problem is that you really shouldn't, but you're still human at the end of the day. No, I mean the cop who is getting charged that should be the one shooting. Okay. It's such a split-second situation, L4. If we could talk to each other, you know, telepathically, we could communicate that as soon as it was happening. But the problem is, like, when you are a cop, you have to act like you can only do like one large motor function thing at a time. You go into twitch muscle fibers. You go into, I noticed some people who when tased become even more aggressive. Yeah, I don't know if you were here for this, but if I explained that if you have a low body fat percentage, it's less effective. So this guy had two things going for him. He looks like he has a low body fat percentage, and he was shot 3 times, so 6 probes, pretty fucking close. I'd say point blank, 5-6 feet, and then that you can just rip those out. So, and it's crazy because when you get shocked, I believe the term is called musculo incapacitation. Musculo incapacitation, bro. When I was shot with a taser twice for training, and they shot me in the back. They had a good fucking arc, bro. They had a real good fucking arc. I still have my probes, actually around here. I can show you guys. Those probes immediately cauterize around where you get hit, and better than coming early. And they feel like a train. Like a train is fucking hitting you all at once in the same spot, even though you're only being hit. I mean, you're being hit with 2 things. So it was so weird because immediately, as soon as I was shot, the lower half of my body, I couldn't feel it. It was as if it was just, it despawned, bro. Like it was just not there anymore. Shit was crazy. And here, I'll show you guys. I still have it from my academy. It looks a little grungy here, but here, I'll show you. So here's the cartridge. See that? The taser. There's 2 probes in there. Let me bring one out. These things are like fish hooks. You can kind of see the hook there. It's kind of like a spear. And then they're attached. They are attached through electrical wire. So you got 2 of those. And the fact that he was just ripping them out. I don't know, man. It says a lot. It says a lot if you're ripping them out. Because there is a special way to remove those too, by the way. If you don't take them out immediately, or 30 seconds, whatever, you basically need an EMT to get them out, because there is a proper way to push in and release. So that just that makes me think that, I don't know, man, there was maybe possibly drugs involved, or an altered state of mind at minimum. But I can't be sure, obviously, because, I mean, who the fuck really knows? Milk hands. Yeah, so two of those, two, this motherfucker. I'm talking about, I'm talking about this fucking, this motherfucker says milk cans, bro. Oh shit. Yeah. So does that make sense? Am I making my point? I don't think I have a point. I just think that this was super unfortunate. It's the location.
He needs some milk.
The location of where this happened, I think, contributed 100%. Just 100% contributed to the cops not being able to control this guy in time. And unfortunately, did you say that he was killed? Like he actually died, or was he recovering? This fucking guy, bro. Now we had a cop shot, and then we had a bystander shot in the head that is recovering. You sons of bitches, man. I'm trying to show you guys something cool. I'm trying to show you guys something cool, and you know what you sons of bitches fucking hone in on? Is these goddamn bioluminescent flashbangs. Fuck you. Fuck you guys. There you go. Look, here's the cool thing. Here's the cool thing right here, all right? This is what you were supposed to look at. Not my flashbang fucking hands. There you go. Motherfuckers. Holy shit. Did we learn anything, guys? Oh, suspect is alive. Everyone who was shot is alive for now. Okay, so that's good. That's real fucking good, to be honest. That's the, honestly, given the situation, that's the best outcome that could have happened. Just given the situation and in the what's called the totality of the circumstances. To clearly see the front. Bro, even Spit's trying to fucking murder me right now. Holy shit. Literally the one person who didn't sign up to get shot is in the worst state though. That, fuck, man. Ugh. I hate that, man. So I can't even say that this is the best possible outcome. He was born with the glow. Don't they call it the aura now? I was saying that I'm pretty sure these cops felt like they could not do their job. And so they fucked around way too long. They let this guy have the run of the scene. And this is what happens. This is just what happens, man. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. This is why you have to be mean to be kind. You can't be a pussy cop, bro. But to be fair to these guys, and as fair as I can possibly be, I'm pretty sure it's because it's in their SOP or their policy that they can't be super rough and they have to like let things play out. He do need some milk, man. Yeah, that's real sad. So do you hate me now, L4? Like, is this a bad take? Like, what do you think? I know you wanted my opinion on this. I know this, it definitely shouldn't have happened. They shouldn't have shot. They shouldn't have done this and that. But in split seconds, it's just, fuck, it's very... I just know that I would not have let him run around for that long. But thankfully, because here in Indiana, we don't have to fuck around with PC stuff. We don't have to fuck around with letting people walk around and not control the situation right away. Consequences? Yeah, I think that people that implement these rules or these guidelines for the police, if in fact they were the cause, they should be fired. They should be fired. They should have in new rules. They should let cops do their jobs. Just based on my experience, guys, this could be completely wrong. But if you tied both my hands behind my back and then told me to do my job, I would probably tell you that I would have a difficult time doing it, right? So this is that situation. You guys remember a few years ago where all cops were like quitting? People were saying ACAB, they were saying defund the police, just to every little shooting that was happening. Well, that happened at basically about the end of when I was a cop. And I remember how that was. It was scary to do your job. And I'm sure that there are still waves of that happening. These guys were probably afraid to do their job at the beginning. I mean, it's crazy. The guy had a knife out. You pull a knife out, bro, I'm not fucking around anymore. That's it. I'll talk to you as long as you can be calm and there's no weapons and nothing like that, right? There isn't a weapon in my hand. There isn't a weapon in yours. We can talk for hours if you want, if that's what it takes. But the minute you bring out a knife, that's it. It's over. We're done talking, because that's the action that you're putting out. When you put a knife in your hand, you are telling me you're done talking, right? Because you are transmitting your intent through a weapon in your hand. Like, I'm done talking, leave me alone. He was saying, shoot me. Not that that's super important, but it gives you a clue into his mindset. On the other hand, there's a lot of cops that abuse people's rights and are tyrants. Those are the ones that have to go. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. When there was people trying to do their shift without a body cam, I didn't let them. I said, no, you are not going to do that. You're going to wear that shit. It's going to be on, and it's going to be for your own good. If you're doing your job correctly, you have nothing to hide. I loved my fucking body cam, bro. It saved me so many times. Defund the police was a bad slogan for what the movement actually wanted to do, which was allocate more resources so police don't have to respond to every call. I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable because you're putting a lot of pressure on police to do this and that. The police officer has to wear many hats. And how long is the training usually for people? Like, my training was college and the academy. So nearing 3 years, but in certain states, in certain counties, in certain townships, in certain cities, bro, the training is fucking garbage. So you wanna get those guys that have the absolute bare minimum to go out and be psychologists, be de-escalators, be warriors, as cringe as that sounds, you know, be proficient with a gun, a weapon, be able to talk somebody down, have medical knowledge. Like, I had EMT training as well, have medical knowledge, all this and all that, right? Like, what the fuck? So, you know, I do respect that, but defunding, I don't know. Defunding is definitely the wrong way to say that.